Imagine walking through a dense forest where flames lick the ground, smoke curls up through the canopy, and the scent of burning earth hangs heavy in the air. Yet nothing is turning to ash. The trees still stand, the foliage still thrives, and the fire never stops. This isn't a scene from a post-apocalyptic film or a myth told by ancient tribes. It's real. It exists, and it's been burning for years, sometimes decades, without destroying the forest it haunts. Welcome to the enigma of Earth's eternal flame forests. How is it possible? What scientific mysteries lie beneath the soil? And why hasn't anyone been able to put it out? Let's dive deep into the story of a forest that's always on fire, but never burns down. The idea of a fire that never stops may sound magical, but in certain forests around the world it's disturbingly real. These fires don't roar with flames like the ones we see in wildfire documentaries. Instead, they whisper through the earth, smoldering slowly beneath the forest floor. They burn through ancient peat beds, carbon-rich soil, or coal seams. These materials can ignite naturally during drought or from lightning strikes. But unlike surface fires, which consume everything quickly, these fires crawl slowly and burn deep, sometimes tens of meters below the ground. Some fires have been known to survive monsoons and blizzards. They remain alive because of the insulating power of soil and the oxygen that seeps in through tiny cracks. This slow burn method produces heat without flames, often going unnoticed for years. In these forests, the canopy may remain vibrant and green while the earth below simmers relentlessly. To the untrained eye, all appears normal, until the moment a tree collapses or the soil gives way to an unexpected sinkhole. One of the most visually stunning examples of a persistent fire in nature lies in Chestnut Ridge Park, New York. There, hidden within the woods, a small waterfall flows gently over rock. Just beneath that curtain of water, a small flickering flame burns eternally. Called Eternal Flame Falls, it is a natural gas seep, where methane escapes from deep underground and ignites upon contact with the air. What's puzzling is that geologists say the local shale bed doesn't produce enough energy to sustain a flame of this size, yet it continues to burn. There are myths that Native Americans discovered and lit the flame centuries ago, and it's remained burning ever since. Others believe it's relit frequently by curious hikers. Regardless, it's a natural wonder, fire and water dancing side by side without cancelling each other out. Underground fires aren't confined to quaint waterfalls. In some places, they've devoured entire towns. The coal seam fire in Centralia, Pennsylvania began in 1962 and has burned ever since, emptying the once thriving town. In Jharia, India, more than 70 fires burn beneath the surface, consuming coal and releasing toxic gases. Entire neighborhoods have been swallowed by sinkholes, and people live among toxic smoke plumes. These fires have reshaped the environment and forced generations to adapt to a scorched reality. In nearby forests, the trees may still stand, but the soil they grow in is scorched and unstable. Roots collapse, foliage turns brittle, and wildlife either migrates or perishes in the hostile terrain. So what keeps these fires going for so long? Well, it all comes down to three things: fuel, oxygen, and insulation. Peat and coal act as these long-lasting fuel sources. Oxygen filters in from cracks and natural airways, and soil itself traps heat, forming, a near-perfect oven underground. Peat is especially notorious. Found in boggy regions and wetlands, peat forms over thousands of years from decaying plant matter. When it dries, it actually becomes one of the most flammable substances on Earth. Just a single spark can set it smoldering for months. Climate change is only worsening the issue. As Arctic regions warm, more peatlands dry out. In places like Siberia and Alaska, scientists are documenting so-called zombie fires, smoldering blazes that survive beneath snowpack and reignite come spring. Incredibly, some forests have adapted to coexist with fire. The lodgepole pine relies on heat to open its cones and release seeds. In other biomes, fire-resistant bark, high canopy foliage, and deep root systems help trees survive low-level fires. But underground fires bring new challenges. Roots are cooked from below. Soil becomes acidic or collapses. Microbial life that supports the entire forest floor is killed off. These hidden fires also release vast amounts of greenhouse gases. One underground peat fire can release more carbon dioxide than a large surface wildfire. Worse, they're harder to detect, so they're rarely included in emissions data. Putting out an underground fire is like fighting a ghost. You can't see where it begins, you can't predict where it ends, and the usual tools, water, foam, barriers, often don't work. Some regions dig giant trenches to cut off the fire's oxygen, others flood mines or inject inert gases, but results are temporary. The fire often finds a way around. In many cases, the only viable solution is to wait for years. New innovations offer hope. Drones with heat-sensing technology can map fires early. Satellites now detect thermal anomalies even through cloud cover, but the cost is high and the terrain unforgiving. Throughout history, humans have seen fire as both sacred and feared. In Zoroastrianism, eternal flames were kept burning in temples, symbolizing purity. In Native American traditions, fire was seen as the earth's breath, a spirit both nurturing and destructive. Underground fires, invisible and eternal, take on an almost mythic quality. They remind us that some parts of the planet are alive in ways we can't always see. These fires are not just geological events, they are stories, they are symbols. They are reminders of Earth's power, of the thin line between life and destruction, and of the ancient heat that still pulses beneath our feet. A forest that's always on fire but never burns down is more than a mystery, it's a paradox. It's a symbol of survival, resilience, and hidden power. In its heat, we find stories. In its persistence, we find wonder. We think of fire as a force of destruction, but here it becomes something else entirely. A constant companion to the life above, a reminder that even in destruction there is endurance, and that some of Earth's most powerful secrets don't explode into chaos. They burn quietly, endlessly, just beneath our feet.